other examples of salt.
Should we use dedication to the children?
That not like a photo op, it's like a continuous everyday thing, right? Very good. What else?
Miss Linda, every Sunday morning, she's the first person all people see as they're walking up the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And she is there consistently.
I mean, that's right. Linda
Every
Scott up
Sunday
there
morning.
greeting people, handing out bulletins, and smiling. She's smiling right now. Would you believe that? Hard to believe. We have elders, and we have deacons, and we have associate ministers, and we have ministers emeritus, and Sunday school teachers, and heating and air people, and food pantry people, and paramedics, and kitchen people, because Sue doesn't want me to mention her name every time, who day in, day out, year after year after year, do the work of the church, and that is salt. See what I mean? Salt is endurance. Salt is faithfulness. And God Himself is enduring and faithful. And we hear these stories about financial need. And we look at our culture and our society. And even though the unemployment numbers are down, we know that's only because they stopped counting after so long. Things aren't getting better out there. But the church continues to do its job. The church is not limited by the economics of the United States of America. The church is not the slave of the dollar. We are salt. I had one of those moments. I'm teaching my 10th grade honors world history class about, the Middle Ages, and we're getting to the end. And I'm trying to explain to them that at the beginning of the Middle Ages, or medieval period, you had all of Western Europe covered by the Roman Empire. And in the year 476, the Western Roman Empire collapsed. You could have gone from Spain all the way to Jerusalem, to North Africa, to Egypt, all the way over to Morocco, and you could have spoken Latin or Greek, and you could have been protected by the Roman legions, and then at the end it just collapses. And when it collapsed, there was only one structure left intact in Europe, and what was it? The church. I asked them, if our government today were to collapse, what would be the dominant culture? The dominant force in our culture? My answer was Walmart.
Mine would be barter.
Yes, but who would have all the power? Because you see, when one structure collapses, somebody else has got the power. And who is it that we look to? And I'm sorry to say that overall it's not the church. The banks probably is more likely the answer. Except the banks need food and clothing and shelter, which Walmart has more of. So, I'm just trying to say. But the church was the dominant force that ruled Europe after the collapse of the Roman Empire. And at the end of the Middle Ages, of course, you've got these nation states. You've got England, Spain, France, Portugal, Italy, and so on. But through all of that, you have a church. Jesus said, you are the salt of the earth. But what if that salt has lost its saltiness? And how does salt lose its saltiness? You can buy salt and put it in your cabinet for 25 years, and when you pull it out, it's still salt. So how does salt lose its saltiness?
Dilution.
Pollution.
Diluting.
Diluting it. It gets mixed up with something else. The only way salt can lose its saltiness is to be diluted with something else. That's right.
The church is built on the rock of God.
Yeah.
Not sand.
Not sand. not the American economy, right? Not the NFL, or not all these other things that draw so much enthusiasm, so much of American interest and money. And yet, if any of those, all those things were to collapse, our lives would not really be any different in terms of our needs. The church should be that salt. And notice that he doesn't limit to that one metaphor. Notice the other metaphors in our passage. You do not light a lamp, right, and put it under a bushel. A city on a hill cannot be hidden, right? Now, you know how it is. You drive at night. If you drive into the mountains, if there's a city that's on a hill, you can see it for a long time before you get there, right? You can't hide it.